This is my outline. I have multiple index cards here, just with some bullet points. And then I have a PowerPoint that I'm following that I will send in this submission as well. Everyone knows a woman in their life, whether it be a sister, a mother, a girlfriend, or even just a friend. So what's preventing people from seeing that their bodies are being controlled? So what is my speech about? It's an important topic, it's controversial, it involves men and women, and basic human rights. The Texas Heartbeat Act. What is the Texas Heartbeat Act? It's a law that's stating any cardiac activity prevents abortion. Women have 2 weeks to recognize the condition, confirm with a test by either through a doctor or a pregnancy test that you can get at the drugstore, like at CVS or Walgreens, and then you have to make a choice, whether that is to give the baby up, to keep the baby, or get the abortion. Most women don't even know that they're pregnant within 4 weeks, let alone 2. 2 weeks to make the biggest life-changing decision you will ever make. And some people might not see that, but it is a big decision. It's a big choice. Even if it's something that happened by accident, it's still a big choice. Most people don't even find out they're pregnant, until they're 9 months giving birth to the baby. And even though it's a rare thing, it does happen. The law also does not make any exceptions for rape, assault, or incest. So if that happens to you and you're past the 2-week time frame, you have to keep the baby or give the baby up for adoption. You have to carry that fetus for 9 months. 9 months after you just got sexually assaulted and or raped. It's a big problem. Big problem. What is the United States government doing about it? Well, they haven't done much, but they have tried to do more. The Biden administration has tried to block the law from going into effect, as well as the judicial system, but have no such luck so far. The law was specifically made to block judicial review. According to the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who is a Republican, the Texas law must be challenged in state court through lawsuits brought by private citizens. That was from the Washington Post, from actually a couple days ago, about a week ago. So what that means is that people can sue the Texas government in order to say, hey, I would like to have an abortion, but it still hasn't happened yet. A lot of people are scared to be doing that. So what women have been doing is going outside of the state lines, such to Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, any surrounding states, and getting these procedures done. And what that also means is that anyone that helps them can also be subjected to a $10,000 or more fine. That includes for being transported, for the actual procedure, for helping, even just talking to them about it is even a bad thing. It's becoming more of a question of what can women do and not do. And it's becoming a little scary, as a matter of fact. Paxton, the state attorney general for Texas, believes that this law does not oppose the law of Roe versus Wade. Now, if you don't know what Roe versus Wade is, it is a 1973 case that happened with a woman that was pregnant. And what she had got passed was a law for all women to get abortions all across the country. And this was a big, big deal. Many people, such as doctors in Texas, are also having a hard time with this decision of what to do. A lot of them are conflicted between the oath that they took as a doctor versus, the moral obligation of it's the law. This is what we have to do. This is what we're not allowed to do. And it's a big controversial thing. What do we do? And a lot of what's being said, especially from the Washington Post, was that the doctors won't make a decision until they're finally getting sued for doing it and being blamed for it. And that was loosely quoted by the Attorney General Ken Paxton from Texas through the Washington Post. So, according to Sotomayor, she is also part of the judicial system, she's been openly against this law since it's been brought into law as of September 1st of this year. Um, she has stated it gives others a chance to do the same thing, such as other surrounding states, and if allowed, there will be no limit to what constitutional rights will be challenged. Um, it's a big deal just for that reason alone because a lot of people are scared of what other states, such as what has happened in the past, like with the Civil War, even though it's a tough comparison. But a lot of people are worried that a lot of states are going to go against the government just because of this. So if this doesn't stop now, when is it going to end? This not only affects women, this affects the whole country. It affects men, it affects children, and it affects Republicans, Democrats, white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, transgender people, straight people. This affects everybody. And if people aren't seeing that, then there's a bigger problem. People's rights should not be challenged. They should not be brought up in court. It is not something that, should be changed even now when it happened in 1973, when this law was passed. The fact that Texas is trying to go against its own government, I think, is unconstitutional in itself. It should not be even happening, and yet it's happening. So the big thing that is going on right now is that if Texas goes through with this, and if this goes through in general, what is everyone else going to do? Is other laws going to start being upholded, and older laws coming back, and pretty much putting women in cages? And not only women, who else are they going to put in a cage and make them do what they want?